Well, hi everybody, it's Noreen from Organized and Creative Mom. Thanks so much for joining me today on the channel. Today's video is going to feature Creative Memories Electric Summer Collection, and it really lives up to its name. It is full of energy and vibrant colors, and I just love it. I think it's probably one of my favorite summer collections that Creative Memories has ever done. And the project that I'm going to be doing today is a border, and it is going to be featured on Creative Life Scrapbooking Facebook page. Now, if you've come here because you're a subscriber, and thank you, by the way, to all my subscribers, or if you kind of followed some links from the blog or my Instagram feed, you may not know about Creative Life Scrapbooking, and that is an incredible page that I'm so happy to be part of. There are 9 incredibly fantastic, talented designers, and every week we share ideas using Creative Memories products. So on Mondays, we share ideas for Border Maker Mondays. On Fridays, we share Feature Project Fridays, and throughout the month, we have different things like sketches and blog hops and online virtual pajama parties. So again, if you haven't already visited us over on the Creative Life Scrapbookers Facebook page, make sure you do so. The links will be in the description box down below. So what I want to do today is show you how we're going to use quite a few of these papers and stickers and layered embellishments on a fun page. And we're going to do something that I like to call crazy square. So we're going to make a crazy square border. Okay, so I'm going to show you which papers I'm going to be using for that. And we're actually going to make the whole layout with just 2 pieces of 3-inch by 12-inch double-sided pattern paper. So for this fun layout, this crazy squares border layout that we're going to make, we're going to actually need 4 different patterns. Now, I'm going to be using these 4 patterns, but it's actually only going to be 2 pieces of paper because, as you can see, it's double-sided, and the 4 different patterns that I'm going to be using, I can actually get from just 2 pieces of paper. So I'm going to use these 2, one that has the orange and yellow, one that has the purple and aqua. And all I'm going to need is my base page and a strip of each of these measuring 3 inches by 12 inches. So let me cut those. So I've gone ahead and cut my papers into 2 3-inch by 12-inch strips. And there's the purple and orange with the blue or aqua and yellow on the back. So we just have a couple of other cuts to make. We're going to actually cut this into 4 squares, 3 by 3-inch squares. There's 2 squares and 2 more squares, okay? And then I've got 2 pieces of paper that are remaining. They're 3 inches by 6 inches. I'm going to make them into 1.5-inch by 6-inch strips. Might not be able to cut them at the same time. So let's go ahead and do those. So then I've got a orange and a yellow, and my purple and my blue. Now this is going to be where we start making our crazy squares. So what we want to do is we want to have all 4 of the patterns facing up, and we're going to stack our squares nice and neat. Now you can do this with scissors as well, or you can do it with the trimmer, but the idea is that we're going to make 2 very random cuts through our square to create some unusual shapes, and we want to stack them when we cut them so that all of the shapes will be the same. Okay, so you could use a little bit of repositionable adhesive if you like, put a little bit of masking tape, hold it together with a paper clip, etc. So I'm just going to put this in, and I'm going to put it on an angle, and I'm going to cut through all 4 pieces. You want to go slow, and you want to make sure that you're getting all 4 pieces cut. Then we're going to turn both pieces, kind of try to keep it all together. And we're going to do the same thing, going the opposite way through our squares. Okay, so now this is the important part. When we pull them out, I'll get rid of this, move it just to the side. When we pull our square out, we want to keep all of the pieces in each type of block together. Okay, and now comes the fun part where we get to arrange and, you know, design our crazy square border. So I'm going to start by taking the first piece, then I'm going to take another piece from that second pile, a different color from the third pile, and then my final one will be the orange one from this pile. So you can see that we've made it back into a square, but now it's a multicolored square, and it's also very random in terms of the shape. So I just love the way that looks. Okay, and so now we're going to make 3 more squares, and we can just play around with the different colors. You'll want one color or one pattern, that's from the bottom there, from each, you want one color in each part of the square. So each square is going to look a little bit different because you're going to be putting different colors next to each other. And again, you know, mix and match this, but you want to try to avoid having, for example, you know, yellow next to yellow. So you should be able to move that all around. And we do the purple there. Okay, and then our final one is going to go together like that. Okay, so much fun. So that's going to be basically our border. Now you can see that it's just slightly bigger than our 12-inch wide paper. So when we adhere this, we're going to have a little bit of overlap on the side, again, depending on how much space you want to leave in between. But what I love is that the white paper, the white cardstock, creates kind of borders between each of the squares. So that's going to be a fantastic border across. Before I go ahead and adhere my border onto my cardstock, I want to show you a slight variation. And this is really fun because it gives you a completely different look, but with the same pieces. So I'm just going to move these over a little bit here. I'm going to take out the square from the second square, okay? And we're going to also take out the fourth square. And we're going to flip the pieces around so that instead of having all of the squares look the same, we're actually going to create some different types of shapes. So we're going to flip over our pieces and recreate our squares. So this gives you a really different look. It gives you that kind of zigzag pattern that's created by making the squares go in opposite ways. And of course you can move these pieces around so that you also have a more random appearance. So you get to choose however you want your crazy squares to work. Okay, so I've got all of my crazy squares adhered to the top part of my 12 by 12 cardstock, and you can see that there's a little bit of overhang. So I'm just going to take my scissors and trim off that little bit of excess. And that's my border done. So now I'm going to bring back the 4 strips that we cut earlier. Remember, they're 1 inch by 6 inches. We're just going to place them there for now. And then we're going to play around with our photo placement. So I think that I would probably start off by putting some 4 by 6 photos on here. I think I might like a border, so I could either use one of these. This purple might be nice. That would be a really fun addition just to kind of finish off your border. The other option would be to use a border that we've punched. So here's a border punched with aqua cardstock using the new Flip Flop Border Maker cartridge. You can see that there. I could also make some photo mats with that aqua cardstock. Then I really just need my embellishments. So we've got the layered embellishments to choose from here. And we've got lots and lots of stickers. So I might use something like this, Life's a Beach, as my title. We have another embellishment. So I could do something like that and then just write my journaling in there. So really, that's a quick page just from using 2 3-inch by 12-inch strips of double-sided paper. So I hope you give that crazy squares technique a try. So I'll be sure to show you a photo of the finished layout, whatever I decide, at the end of the video. But thanks very much for joining me today. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I invite you to do so, and make sure to hit that bell for notifications so that you always know when I've got a new video up. Join us over at Creative Life Scrapbooking, and I will see you again soon. Thanks very much. Bye for now.